Hey, welcome to the Team Babe podcast. I'm Jason, and I'm Babe.
And I'm Robin, and I'm Babe.
Well, hi.
Well, howdy.
So, we just keep changing it up here, huh?
Yeah, we're trying shit out, you know?
Yeah. What's different about tonight?
We on the split screen. I hope. If this all works out.
Yeah, if you hear any references to this stuff and it's like, nothing is happening visually, or like there's just like, maybe like one of those emojis or a memoji or something. I wonder if we could get a memoji going. Memoji.
Our
podcast is hosted by memojis now.
That is the most annoying thing in the world, in my opinion, but
I'm a cow.
I couldn't do it.
Who looks like Jason.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Is that how it works?
If we did this all on Instagram, you know.
We could do that.
Yeah, huh?
Right.
Right.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world today.
That's true.
And like yesterday, the day before that, and like probably tomorrow too. There will be stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of crazy, like all the Facebook shit and all the Instagram stuff, how like Zuckernerd is taking it in the shorts or whatever, right? Because like all these advertisers are pulling out.
Yeah.
I saw a headline today and they were saying like he's I can't remember if they said like him or just like stock valuation or something like that went down like $7 billion over a couple days or something. I think it was $7 billion.
Well, I think they have some problems, you know? I mean, if I'm being really honest.
Yeah, man, don't hold back.
I think I think that's a good thing, you know? When you become the all and powerful wizard, things start to happen and people start to look behind the curtain and then it's like, oh.
Can't let them look, man.
Something ain't right here.
Yeah, Mark, you done fucked up. You let them look behind the curtain. Gotta get a bigger curtain next time.
Oh, that's true. Why didn't somebody tell him that?
Seems so obvious now, but hindsight is 20/20, as they say.
That's not what anybody would say about this year.
Hindsight's 20/20. Well, yeah, that's what they'd say, right?
Nobody could have seen this in hindsight. It's all just nonsense.
We're all gonna see it in hindsight because we're looking back.
Yeah, but I mean,
in hindsight, we could never have seen this
right
coming. I see what you're saying.
But it's also 2020. Hindsight's 2020. If this is what hindsight is, then hindsight is useless. Because if it equals the year 2020, then we're all fucked.
Oh my God.
Okay. Do you get that?
Hindsight is 2020 and we're in the year 2020.
That means everything that you thought you knew, you know no more.
I'm questioning everything. Where are we? Who am I?
I know.
Yeah. What's my name? Babe.
True.
Babe is my name and being a babe is my game.
Oh.
Hey.
I like it.
Yeah, man. So what's up, dude? What you been up to this week? Did you have like any fun times or anything that that you wanted to mention?
Fun times.
Fun times? Fun time situation. No?
Well, I don't know about any fun time situations. I mean, other than, just my usual stuff, which usually includes like, hanging out with you, watching the tube, and having a glass of wine. I mean, if you can count that, yeah, man, I've had fun every night of the week.
That's been the fun stuff, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, I've sat in a chair in front of my computer working. The other fun thing that I did this week was I took Charlie to swimming. He's doing summer swim team.
Oh,
which is
right.
One of the few things you can do in the coronavirus because of the chlorine.
The all healing.
The healing water. So
embrace of
extreme chlorine.
Of the extreme acidic chlorine.
In the outdoors.
Yeah,
man. So when at first it was cool enough to where I was like, oh, I'll just sit in the car and work. It's only an hour. Whatever, no biggie. So I was doing that, and then the fires of hell descended upon us here in the North State.
Yeah, they unleashed their fury.
And
it's been like 100.
Unbearable and unlivable for all living things.
It's been over 100, right?
It was 112 yesterday.
Oh, okay. I went for a walk today after I got done working, and it's disgusting.
Yeah. Well, today's a cool day.
I know. It was 98 degrees, and I was like, oh, hey, this isn't as bad as I thought.
Right.
It's like, man, we are really dumb fucks.
Yeah. I guess the gold in the old days was enough to bring people here, and then when the hot weather came, they're like, but the gold, and then everybody stayed. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, man. Well, there was yeller gold.
Well, there ain't no more, so.
There's no more? No more yeller?
Not here.
Yeah.
I think they done got it all.
I don't know, man. I think there's probably some.
Is that what's keeping you here?
Yeah.
There might be some
Nuggets,
more gold.
Man. Nuggets.
But what I was doing when it got too hot to sit in the car, I was going to my office because, again, my office is a solitary location. There are no other people there. So it's coronavirus safe, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. No other organisms are allowed into my office except for me at this point. Right?
You don't get mask shamed by the little cockroaches.
No. No. And I'm the only one that's been in there, so hey. Anyway, it's awful quiet down there, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's in a basement.
Right. It's underground.
It's underground, and it's an old bank safe, so
yeah.
Very secure and very quiet. And the piano teacher was having his piano students, you know, practicing. So there's the tinkling, the subtle tinkling of keys that sort of wafts in, you know. And then on the other side of me is a radio station, and sometimes they're blabbing away. But I was sitting down there in my chamber of solitude, and I was reading fashion magazines that I still haven't had time to read. I have a whole stack of them in there that have never been cracked open. So I was in there, you know, just thinking about being sad.
Not experiencing the actual emotion of being sad, but thinking about it.
Thinking about it.
You're thinking about it. Just as the tears are just like, they have surface tension.
Yeah, there was surface tension, but yeah.
Wow. I know you told me about that. See, I didn't know you were going to. I didn't know you were going to your underground lair.
Yeah.
The fortress of like. I don't know.
It's a fortress of solitude for sure. Yeah.
I was trying to think of something else, like because you said that there was like a leak or something when you went there today, so it smelled like a dead salmon.
Oh well.
The fortress of fishitude or something like that.
My little foray into my little bubble of fashion magazines and sadness was abruptly ended by the air conditioner breaking.
Yeah.
So I went down there one day. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be so nice and cool in here. And I'm going to like read my magazines. And it was hot and stuffy. And so then I said to the landlord, I was like, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh, can't get this fixed for a week. And then I went down there today, just briefly, not to sit in solitude. And it was just the worst smell you could imagine coming out of there. And they had all the utility closets open, and it was all wet, and there was a fan like blowing the stench everywhere. And I was like, wow, this is not what I pictured.
Sucks,
man.
dude.
Yeah. So I left, and here I am.
Yeah. Well, you kind of blew my mind when you said you were going there, because I didn't realize you were going to your office. Like while Charlie was at swimming, I just figured you were still hanging out there or something. Because you didn't mention it, and then you said that you were going down there to read fashion magazines and be sad. And I was like, what? This must... we're getting like scraping rock bottom here. If you are doing the equivalent of like me going to Mars and building clocks.
That is my equivalent. You're right.
We got problems. There's some shit going on, man.
Oh, it's too many weeks of this corona, I guess. You know. But I mean, honestly, if I'm really being honest about it, all I can think of when I look at fashion magazines is that this is a relic of the past. So
That could make you sad in and of itself right there, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn, dude. Yeah, well, I feel like we're all just kind of like, we're riding the roller coaster. The waves, man. We're hanging 10 to varying levels of success or whatever, as we go through each of these weeks. And I don't know. It's easy to just kind of like get numb,
Oh, man. Look at you. Look at you and your segue. You're turning into me. The producer is in. Yes, it could. It very well
Well,
could.
I thought that was just going to be a little foreshadowing since we still, I don't know, you still had like, you were still going to do your like dissertation about, like Trump's America and all this stuff, right? Like that was still...
Trump's America. That's a short one. That's a short dissertation, man. Sorry, but I don't have a whole lot to say about that.
No. Okay.
Other than it's just fucked.
Oh.
That's my dissertation.
I gotcha. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. All kinds of shit was going on this week, though, right? Like, I mean, we could sit here and talk for an hour about that before we get into the numbness, any numbness we may be feeling,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know if you want to get into it?
No, there's a bunch of shit. I don't know. Like, we bought a bunch of stuff this week. We spent a bunch of money on things.
I know
that we've been like saving for a long time and stuff.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like we've spent years like saving up for certain things that we need or whatever, and it just so happens that some of these we've like saved up for now, and so it's like, oh, we're gonna buy all this stuff now. Like it seems like a weird time.
Yeah,
but we did get a new mattress.
Well, you gotta sleep.
Oh, yeah, and it had been almost 10 years since we mattress, so I guess that was all right. But
we're not big spenders in that department either.
We're not.
I found like our receipt and our like owner's manual for our current, what was then our current mattress.
Oh, did you?
I was like, holy shit, man, because I remember like thinking back to that being like, man, that really tapped us out.
And how much was it?
It's like $313.47.
And
like, I can't even believe we got it that cheap. And then we've been sleeping on that fucking thing for 10 years.
And
no wonder my shoulders are garbage.
Yeah, the reason that we got it so cheap is because it was the one everybody laid on at the store.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I remember the best part of that was the guys from the mattress place like came and delivered it, and they like took our old mattress away, but like our room was like so small that like they had to kind of like come in there and leave the mattress in the hallway and then like get the other mattress, because there wasn't enough room. It was very embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I think the mattress that we were having them pick up looked like, homeless people have been sleeping on it or something.
Well, at least we know that we don't have to hold that fantasy of the tiny house,
No.
like up there,
No.
We did it. We did the tiny house.
Yep.
Basically, we did a tiny house. I think we can say that.
I think so.
It wasn't truly a tiny house, but it was a tiny house.
It was a tiny house for 4 people and a Great Dane.
And a sewing studio. And no dishwasher. Jesus Christ. There's the dishwasher. All right, what's up?
Oh, dude, you're going to wash all the dishes tomorrow. Just for that. That's your punishment.
I wasn't trying to rip on you.
Oh.
Just comes naturally because I'm such a ripper.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm aware. I couldn't help but think we were a little white bread with all those purchases.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
I was a little bit like, oh, are we gonna be like those people?
Yeah. Like I'm starting to turn into a Karen or something.
Almost.
Like, it's a good thing I can't go out in public because I'd probably be like calling the police on people and like asking to speak to all the managers and stuff like that, So it's really good that this.
The only Karen I'm going to turn into is Karen from Will and Grace.
Well, I think that's what. That's the.
I know that is
right?
Karen.
That's
right?
what she's named after,
Uh-huh.
right? No.
Karens
are named after Karen Walker from Will and Grace.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. Totally.
I don't believe that.
No, I think that's where the term comes from.
I don't know about that.
Because everybody, just like us, has been watching Will and Grace.
I think so.
They're like, oh, this is a Karen. Right? Okay, now we're going to have to look it up. Now we're going to have to put the Twitter poll into the mix.
Damn it.
And get people fucking voting on this shit. Where did Karen come from?
Okay, but really, truly, like, Karen Walker is the only Karen I know.
Yeah. But don't turn into her, because that's not good either.
Oh, you mean you don't want me to drink and do drugs all day long and forget to work? And
sounds kind of fun, actually. Maybe we could just do that for a weekend or two.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's a slippery slope. Once you start, you might not be able to stop.
Once you Karen, you can't stop Karen.
I hear that you've been Newman.
I've been Newman, man.
What does that mean?
Newman's dressing. Paul Newman.
You're
philanthropist.
You've been Paul
movie
Newman?
star. No, yeah.
Is it like a boomer? Newman?
Like Mark Maron's cat?
No, like an old person.
Oh, a boomer. That's another kind of boomer. Yeah, I've been messing with this NUMB app, and it's been helping me make my stomach feel better.
Hey, I like that.
So that's good. That was good this week. What else? We fucking finally played some spike ball. We had a socially distant Father's Day.
That's right.
Celebration and like my sister's birthday celebration. Got the spike ball out. Oh my bad. Oh my bad. Oh my bad.
Yeah, and we had a socially distant
terrible at it.
Birthday for my mom.
Oh my God. That's right. Did we talk about that last time? I think
we talked about that. But those were our big social gatherings.
Yeah. All the weeks and all the days are running together for sure.
We also helped to rescue a little floppy raven baby that was so dumb that it fell in a hole and couldn't get out. So we did that. That was our good deed for that day, I think. Yeah. And the good news is that we're going to go away from here. Babe, we're going away from here.
Where are we going?
But only temporarily.
Damn, dude.
Dude, we're going to Pacific Beach, yo.
In the merry old land of Oz?
No.
San Diego?
Uh-huh.
Cool.
We're going to sit on the beach and, think about our lives.
Do you know anything about the HBO drama Oz?
What?
I don't know.
I thought you said, do you know what I think about the HBO drama Oz?
No, I said, do you know anything about?
Oh. Okay.
What?
No, but get this. This is a fun fact. I talked to a guy on the phone that was in that show.
Really?
Yeah.
When? Today?
No.
That would be a crazy coincidence.
Not today, but earlier this year. There's a guy on LinkedIn. And he's like
he was an actor on the show?
Yeah. He was an actor on the show, but he's like a motivational speaker.
Huh.
Yeah. It was cool.
Weird.
Cool guy.
I never watched the show.
Me either.
Myself.
But that was my fun fact. That was really very random, wasn't it?
That is.
Sometimes I talk to weird people on the phone. I mean, it wasn't a weird person, but I mean, just random,
Yeah.
Random encounters that business and things bring your way.
What do you think about that term random?
I love it. Oh, you know what I like even more than random?
What?
Rando.
God, it's so fucking stupid. Because, nothing is truly random, right?
Well, that's all in the way you look at it, I guess.
I mean, yeah. I guess it is all in the way that you use it.
That's what I hear. It comes and it goes,
Yeah, so anyway, San Diego.
Okay.
Stoked about that. That's coming up real soon. We're going to have to, hustle.
Yeah. I have a lot of stuff I have to do before we leave. Yeah. Because I'm going to turn my email off.
Whoa.
While we're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have an out of the office autoresponder. I'm gonna be out of the office. Okay.
Like for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so that's why we had to have the. All I can think of when I think of the birthday gathering is toothless. That's why we had to have the toothless birthday gathering. Like your fucking grandma. We talked about this last time too, but
Still
she
horrified.
has the most magnificent gap of like it's like 4 teeth and growing in the front of her mouth. It's like, whoa. I never thought I would ever get to see like a Disney animated cartoon like witch in real life, but I am seeing it right now.
Yeah.
And it is fucking amazing.
Well, when you're 103, I
Yeah.
guess your teeth fall out. So
103 and 103 this year. Right. Yeah, we talked about that.
let's stop talking about it. So now I had a little note, you know,
Oh, you did.
in the pre-pro, about the bookends of tension with friends and tension with family, and that those are the ultimate bookends of life.
Tension with friends and tension with family. What do you mean?
Well, you know, like how there's always this tension, you know, when you have a get together, but then there's also tension with people that you don't see. So it's sort of like you don't get together, there's still tension.
Like
you get together,
ghosts?
there's tension. I don't see them like ghosts. No, you don't see them in real life. You're talking to them on the phone.
Oh, okay. But just like, I don't want to talk to you right now or something, or what's the tension?
Yeah. You know, like they want to see you.
Oh, okay.
Or they want you to be some way that you're not.
I get what you're saying.
Or they want you to, you know, pretend that coronavirus isn't real or whatever.
I guess there are a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of potential tension.
I find there's a lot of tension.
Potential tension. Shortened to potential.
I hate it. I hate tension.
Mandy Patinkin.
Do you like it?
Different than potential. But do I like it?
Do you like it? Do you like the tension?
No. I'm a bigger fan of the pressure.
Oh.
Yeah.
You like the pressure?
Yeah, the inner city life, the inner city pressure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you perform well under pressure?
Yeah.
Generally.
I actually do, but it ruins my entire life.
I know.
It's
I hate it.
Yeah. It's a wonder that I'm here today.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's no wonder to
And
me.
it's not random either.
No, and it's no wonder to me because I planned it that way for you to be here today.
Yeah.
So
You planned it. You planned this all. You're the architect. You're the architect in Inception, right?
that's right.
Have I been incepted?
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming out with that, like, they're doing another theatrical release, a 10-year theatrical release of Inception.
What?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, are there theaters?
I was just gonna say, who's going and watching it?
I heard somebody talking about the fact that they went to a movie. And I think I got an email from Cinemark, and they're opening again soon.
What?
But that, you know, with like special social. Well, I mean, it all depends on what the governor says, right?
Yeah, but that's stage 4. I didn't think they were open yet.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. But I got an email. I didn't read it. I mean, what do you want me to read an email that like Cinemark sends me or something? But seriously, like, it seemed like that's where it was going.
I mean, all I heard was that AMC theaters were gonna open with no changes.
Restrictions.
Yeah, just pile up.
Jesus Christ, man.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if I want to go sit in the theater with the people.
Have some popcorn.
Well, I'll have some popcorn. Have some to go. I mean, the movie theater's got to be the filthiest place on the earth.
Do you think so?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nobody's ever done like one of those black, like UV light
Well,
things.
hell,
like
they won't even turn the lights on in there.
luminol.
You know, that's because it's horrifying. It's like
Was
a
there a-
bar. Don't turn the lights on.
That's kind of funny. I think that maybe we should do that. We should make a movie out of like it's like an unsolved mysteries episode in a movie theater.
That'd be scary.
Get Robert Stack in there.
That'd be scary. I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, somebody make that. Okay, I think that's enough guidance. I think you can run with that idea.
Okay.
Filmmakers out there, all the ones watching and listening.
So, Charlie is rewatching The Office.
Oh yeah.
I don't love that show as much as some people do. It makes me giggle sometimes. But I was really impressed with Pam's performance when they were asking her why didn't she go to New York and do her graphic design course, you know? And she was like going to answer him and she was like all smiles. And then she just like started crying. And I was like, wow, that's like actually a believable like performance. Like that lady's a good actor.
Uh-huh.
You know? But then I was like, that's sort of the perfect like thing to sum up the way I feel about turning 40 this year. You're all smiles.
Yay. It's your birthday.
Oh, anyway.
Yeah, that was a kind of a heavy little moment there because she realized like that she was like
giving up on all her dreams.
Yeah, she was and rationalizing why, you know, and like she didn't believe her own bullshit or whatever. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Pretty deep performance, man. Nice job, actor who did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still don't get what you mean about the ultimate bookends, but I think we'll have to talk about that later because I don't know, man. I'm just feeling so numb these days. You know, my hands are tingling. My mind is tingling.
Like Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Wow. What's got you feeling so numb?
Well, I think that is a perfect segue, my darling, to the main topic of tonight's episode.
Yes.
And this is episode 57.
That's correct.
Of Team Babe.
That's correct.
And we're still doing the COVID-19 mixtape playlist, right?
Right. And
so this is track number 16.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is track number 16?
So track number 16 on the mixtape is NUMB by U2 from their album Zooropa.
That's right.
And it's one of my favorites.
The album?
Yeah.
The song?
The album. And the song. But I do love this album.
For sure. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like this one, we've kind of had it like on the list of potential ones for a while. Yeah. I guess I would say. And I mean, when we were talking about that, you know, what we're going to talk about on the episode.
Talking about what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. Talking about Inception. Oh my God. I'm waking up.
I'm
it's the kick.
7 bean layers deep in this.
Bean
nonsense.
Layers?
Yeah, you know, like a 7.
Like a 7-layer burrito?
7-layer,
yeah.
You know?
Wow. You are the architect, aren't you?
Oh, I do. I like to think of myself that way, you know?
For sure. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. NUMB by U2.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we were like checking out the lyrics because I was like, I remember this song like totally blowing my mind when I first heard it, right? Right? Didn't it blow your mind? Jesus Christ, haven't you heard this song? If you haven't, go listen to it. NUMB by U2. It's good. But yeah, it's this weird thing, right? Yeah. It's weird in so many ways. And then when the video came out, it's like even weirder in that way.
Yeah. And I think it's
kind of shocking.
I thought the video was very shocking at the time. And the funny thing is that like, as much as I love U2 now, or I have for like the last 20 years or whatever, I never had a U2 album like until I met you.
Oh, really?
So I did not have this album. I didn't have Achtung Baby. I didn't have anything.
I think I had this one, right? I had a CD of this.
Yeah. But I watched all their videos and like I watched their tour videos and all that, but I just never like owned their music. But this, like, I remember loving the the one song and video from Achtung Baby. And then this was probably the next video or something that came out after that. And
like these songs were so huge that like, I mean, MTV was terrible like this anyway. Like if they were playing a song, they were playing it 8 times a day, 10 times a day or something. That's what it seemed like anyway.
Oh, at least, yeah.
Which is just kind of crazy. But like all the U2 songs, their big hit singles during this time period, like this was like the early 90s.
Right.
Which is kind of crazy too. It came out in 93. Achtung Baby came out in 91.
Right.
Or whatever. But like, man, just like fully like just over capacity playing of these songs at all times. Just like ubiquitous or whatever. Like
it was so bad that at one point I think they had a New Year's Day thing where they just ran U2 all day long, like 24 hours a day.
Oh, because of the U2 song.
Yeah.
New Year's Day.
I remember that. I remember being like,
funny. That's something we would do.
Not quite enough videos for 24 hours, but yeah.
It's no wonder we do dorky, lame ass shit like the COVID-19 mixtape when U2 was doing New Year's Day by U2. We're from, what can I say, man? We're from the 90s.
We sure are. I mean, much. I really thought, like I said, I didn't belong to a generation. So yeah. I'm very appalled by the fact that I'm like one of those people that, one, belongs to a generation, and two, uses the music from their generation to define
their life.
Yeah, it's really disappointing. Like all the way around. Like if I was really going to be like a good artist, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, MTV has had our number.
Yeah. But
since day one, I guess.
Honestly, if I could go back to that, I'd probably go back to that. I mean, versus now. I mean.
Yeah, like you would trade all the social media and everything and like all the modern conveniences, Amazon, Prime Delivery, the ability to work from home much easier for if you could just watch MTV. Like from the 1990s, like for 5 to 6 hours a day or something.
If I'm just comparing, I'm comparing like my attention or whatever, in the two times.
Joy levels.
I don't know. It was totally joyless the first time around. But if I could be me now, okay, and go back to then and watch this all for the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
right.
It would be so stress-free and just sort of like, I'd be like a hippie.
That's what this podcast is going to be like to somebody, 25 years from now. Probably our fucking grandkids or something.
Oh, don't even whisper that. Don't even let that come out of your mouth, man. How many fucking grandkids? Shut your mouth. Oy, oy.
Yeah, anyway, so all you have to do if you want to know why this song made the mixtape is 10 things, and I'll make the list for you. We get out the whiteboard.
Okay.
No, just check out the lyrics, man. He's talking about all this like shit with like, I don't know, alienation, mass communication, media or whatever. Like all the themes fit nicely with, other stuff that they did, right?
Right.
U2. And like they had this whole like Zooropa Zoo TV tour or whatever.
I loved it. I was so into it, dude. I was so like in love with that thing.
Yeah. It was like it was very conceptual, like the whole tour. It was like if Madonna was actually a rock band or something.
Yeah.
This is the kind of shit that she would do, right?
The sets were great. Like everything. I mean, it was like just
like Bono had a whole other character called the Fly.
Yep.
Remember that dipshit?
Yep.
With the weird glasses.
Dude,
you loved that.
I loved that.
Little guy was like 4'8".
I thought
with
Bono
his lifted like combat boots.
Yeah, I thought Bono was so sexy. Like I thought that was just like the best. Like he wore all this makeup and like, you know, he had all these caricatures that he was doing, right? And it was so highly conceptual that like looking at it now is like painful.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was just like, oh, I'm so into these concepts, man.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's so the NUMB song in particular that is this week's episode is like, you know, like U2 had this kind of like crossing over like Euro electronic sound, like the album after Zooropa was way more kind of electronically influenced, but like Achtung Baby and then this one were kind of like a clear progression or whatever.
Right.
And so it's like this song that kind of has like, you know, like sort of an electronically influenced beat, and it has kind of like this weird kind of shimmering like production or whatever, and then it has like crunchy guitars.
We love those crunchy guitars.
You know, grindy, even crunchy and grindy. And then like the song is sung, quote unquote, in like a total monotone. Right. Like it sounds like if Charlie was telling you a story right now. Oh yeah, so anyway, I did this, and then this happened.
Yeah, sorry, for like Charlie. An hour.
If you ever watch this.
Oh man, let's not talk about that. Yeah. So I just remember, like, first of all, I thought it was so smart for them to have the guitar player be the singer, you know? And I think when I like watched it for the first time, I had no idea who this was. I didn't. Oh, you didn't even know it was U2, no. Probably, huh? Like, because I didn't even, Bono wasn't there, your man. I know. I only knew U2 as Bono, so like I didn't even know that the Edge was in the band. First of all, okay, like, and so then like, you know, you see Bono in the background, and I'm like, oh, okay. So then it was like years later that I like understand who the Edge is. I'm like, who's the Edge?
He's the guy with the fucking barcode, man.
Yeah, and it's so funny. It has like barcodes all over his clothes. It was obviously like a fashion statement or whatever. Like,
he had him on his clothes.
Yeah, he had him like on his like shirt
like
sleeves.
Patches. Huh. Yeah.
So I think that just reminds me of, you know, like some high-end fashion brand sort of deal, you know. But I remember
perfect for you.
I know. Yeah, and
this shit was made for you.
Yeah, I love the concepts, man. The themes. The tension of the opposites.
Yeah.
So
highly curated playlists for global pandemics.
Hey, whenever you need one of those, you guys just let me know. Yeah. Okay.
I'll hook you up.
So like when I watched this video though, I remember the thing that stuck out to me the most was when they started tying him up with rope. And I remember being like, oh my gosh, are they gonna like kill him? Like, what are they gonna do? They're, like tying him up with rope.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Right.
And then you said when you watched it, the only thing that stuck with you was
the ladies like, so he's got like two girls like licking his face and his ears and like whispering in his ears. Like it's just totally bizarre. But I actually remember the rope thing kind of creeping me out too. I didn't think about that the other day when we were talking about it, but I was like, oh, that made me nervous too.
Yeah, like,
it's weird. It's like a weird, like just a regular manila rope, and they're just sort of like wrapping it around his face. So he's just sitting there like singing this monotone song, and there's kind of all this shit going on around him and to him, and it's like he's not reacting to it at all, or he's very subtly reacting, which is like perfect.
Yes.
Or whatever. Like he did a really good job in the video. Did. Like I don't know if he was acting.
Well,
or if they were just like, here, you're going to sing this song. And then like they fucking kind of sprung some of this shit on him, like to get genuine, like reactions from him. Like that would have been a good idea. Like if you were a director, probably, maybe, or not.
I think it was actually a one-shot take too. And that's really hard to do in one take. Yeah.
Right. I don't remember any cuts. Isn't it weird though? Like how, this is a total tangent, but like how used to like cinematic editing and shit we are, where you don't even realize that cuts are happening if you're not in that mode of paying attention to it.
Oh,
like I'm
for
sure if you're an editor, you're like totally homed in on that. It's like
yeah.
like when I listen to a song, I hear the bass line, like you know, whatever. This is what's going on there. But like, man, when you actually pay attention to it, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody has to put all this shit together.
Yeah.
Just like I'm gonna have to put this shit together.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Oh my god. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna hand draw. I'm gonna like draw stick people.
Wow.
And then like animate them.
Wow. That'd be
one on, you know.
I'd like to see that. That would take way more time actually.
Probably wouldn't have this out on time. That's true. Next time.
Yeah. But like I have to say, like, trying to get that in one shot and just to do that in that time, I think was really kind of hard, actually. And I think, like, the concept of the song seemed very smart to me. Like, Bono, he's all very, like, mushy, you know, as you are when you're a sort of romantic, heartbroken Irishman, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, as you do, you know. And I love a lot of his lyrics, but this is like so different. Mm-hmm. This is really just rap, but just not rapped. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just kind of this weird spoken word thing.
Said in a very distinct monotone.
Right. But it's all this like, don't. It's just sort of like, don't do anything.
Can you pass me that wine?
Oh, sure. Sure can, babe. Yeah, it's just all these like, don't do anything because if you do, it's going to be the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And
don't move, don't talk at a time, don't think, don't worry, everything's just fine.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the lyrics are really sort of I don't know, they make a lot of sense for like what's going on today, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm sure then too, it's sort of like universal ever since the zoo started, man. This shit's been going down.
Yeah, the media circus and whatnot.
Yeah, the media circus and like the, you know, like policing of what you can and cannot say and stuff like that.
Well, yeah.
Some of which is like really needed or whatever for some stuff, but then kind of can also go overboard.
Right.
Too in other ways. But yeah, I don't know. I think the lyrics are really smart. And yeah, the whole thing just kind of blew my mind. Hearing the song, like I think some friends like were like, "Hey, you got to check this out." And so I did, and I was like, I'd never heard anything like that. In fact, I don't even know if there's anything else necessarily kind of like that sung in a monotone. I'm sure there is or whatever, but it's really clever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for the song theme and the lyrics and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think to me it's kind of along the lines of like Radiohead in a way, like the way that Radiohead is always making this commentary on, you know, suburban life or modern life or whatever. This was a commentary on modern life of 93.
Didn't like Pablo Honey come out in 94 or
Probably.
93 maybe or something like that?
Yeah.
So they're definitely like contemporaries, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I could see like, especially once you get to like the Benz 96, OK Computer, or wait, the Benz 95, 94, 95.
95.
Holy shit. And then OK Computer 97 or whatever, like it's like these themes are everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so yeah, it's just that whole time is so crazy for like the internet coming on, the like
24-hour day
24-hour
cycle.
news, like yeah, it's nuts.
And I have to think that like you too, this was kind of a commentary on Americans too. You know, like
because they essentially were, right?
Yeah. I mean they're more like people of the world, I would imagine. At a certain point you do so much touring and you become this celebrity or whatever. But you know, like I think like the thing that's funny about the video is it's like pleasure and pain mixed together.
Right.
Again, the tension of opposites.
Yeah. Like hot ladies like whispering in your ear and like licking you and stuff like that.
But it's a distraction.
And then like another one like putting like Was it? Yeah, I couldn't tell who it was, like, or
Putting their
whatever. But
foot.
putting their foot like on your face or
Uh-huh.
whatever. Like I do kind of remember that grossing me out.
Uh-huh.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of a shame to even talk about the video. You should just go watch it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's pretty fun.
Hell, maybe I'll put it in the blog post.
The video? Can you do that?
Oh yeah, man. I can do.
You can link the video.
I can do anything.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm magic like that, you know.
Yeah, totally. No, that's funny you mentioned Radiohead too, because I was thinking along the similar lines that a lot of the theme sharing there, particularly with those two bands, though. Really.
Yeah, I think so. I think like the other tracks on this album that really got me were Lemon, obviously, and I like that they have this whole thing where they talk about man melts the sand so he can see the world up close. Like it's all this like weird kind of like ancient times technology that sort of meets with like now, which of course was 25 years ago now, but it's like an interesting like sort of comparison where it's like, there's been these weird times in history where like technology has really changed everything, like through the advent of science or, whatever, physics, things like that, like going back to, ancient Greeks or something. But it's like we're still kind of living through this strange time of technology being this super big changer, but it's like you think that there'll be like sort of a stopping point or something where you're like, well, that was this era.
It's like, cool, now we're Star Trek.
And now we're doing this, but it's just kind of like more of the same in a certain way. I mean, that's the way it seems to me. It just kind of is like another kind of just version of what we did last time in a way.
Yeah, here's what it's like. It's like you're on the roller coaster, right?
Right.
And you just started out, and it just like you're in that first climb.
Yeah.
Up to the first drop.
Yeah.
And you're climbing up. It seems like it's taking forever. Like it's taking, God damn, this is going to be like the biggest drop or whatever. You get to, it starts to crest. And you're like, oh shit, here it comes. Oh my God. Oh fuck. And then it just goes up again. And it just keeps climbing. Like it just.
Yeah. I mean, but I do feel like now, like in the last.
Now the free fall, even if
like
you're
starting to see over the, like you're just starting to go over the top. Like, yeah.
Yeah, even the thought of the fall of that first drop is like.
Yeah, terrifying, right? Yeah.
Like you just die when you start to think about it. You're just like, ugh. I'm dead.
That's
now.
it. Lights out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you say I'm dead in Spanish?
Muerte.
Okay.
Yo soy muerte.
Okay. Get back to us, you Spanish devils.
What? That's not good enough for you?
No, it's fine.
I am death. Is not gonna cut it for you?
I am death.
Yeah. That's all I know.
That's the extent of your Spanish knowledge.
Yeah. So
you talked about you mentioned that the 90s, this period, really guided you.
It did.
Along the way, you mentioned this.
That this period of the 90s guided me in my life that I'm living now.
Well, I think it does, because like the whole generational thing and stuff, and like the vibes, and the concepts.
Yeah.
Introduced or whatever.
It is true.
So there's a lot of stickiness, like with the culture from this time, obviously, because like the mixtape is full of shit from like the 90s.
We couldn't help
mostly,
ourselves.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a little bit 80s in there, but like the
just
90s,
a little bit of
2000s. Nothing since 2010, I don't think. I don't know. Oh no, yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah.
But
I know, it really shaped my brain.
It did, even to the point where, like, at one point you were doing a kind of like a holiday update newsletter. Like you did that for a few years in a row.
I did.
Or whatever.
I did.
I was like, were you looking for a creative outlet?
Well, these were the days of being a stay-at-home mom, you know.
Yeah.
And I think in my mind, I was like, well, when you have things to talk about, you know, when you have a family, you've got to write a holiday newsletter so that you can get in there with your hoity-toity relatives who send you, you know, newsletters about all of their accomplishments or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to write a newsletter and it's not going to be about accomplishments, but it's going to be funny.
It's like the real world of holiday newsletters.
Yeah. And I think I wrote 2 years in a row.
Probably 2 or 3, I would say.
Yeah. And
before the whole bottom dropped out of everything, and then just started kind of like gave up on that and started pursuing making the money.
Well, I gave up on that because
we had to have it.
I didn't want to tell anybody about what we'd been doing that year, which was, you know, going through a Ponzi scheme and losing our house. That didn't seem like a real cheery holiday update.
It's definitely not a cheery motif. See episodes 1 through 10.
Yes.
For a recap.
If you'd like to review that.
Yeah.
Yes. So I wrote these holiday newsletters, which I think I did enjoy writing them because it was creative. I guess you're right. It was a creative outlet.
Sure.
I thought maybe someone would read it and get a chuckle, so I tried to make them funny. The weird thing is that a friend of ours was doing a newspaper article about holiday newsletters, and I think she interviewed me or something because I sent her my holiday newsletter and she thought it was funny. I don't know. Anyway.
Whoa. Who was that?
I think it was Kimberly.
Oh.
Anyway, that's long ago. But I described Morgan in this particular. This was probably 2007, let's say.
Yeah.
I described Morgan as...
So like 14 years past the, you know, when this video probably came out.
Right.
At least.
Right. So I put Morgan, too much is never enough, fader. That's just how I introduced Morgan into the holiday update. And then I just went on from there. But that's a lyric from this song.
Yeah. Too much is not enough.
Yeah. Ever. And that was just perfect for the time. You know, that was like... Morgan being a 7-year-old, that was like the height of like toys and like, you know, wanting stuff. So
yeah, absolutely. Too much. I mean, that's like the perfect description for Morgan.
Yeah. But I don't know if anybody got that except for me.
Well, no, I'm sure. But I think even today, like, you know, I mean, like so many song lyrics from the time, or, you know, really anything, like it just finds its way into your conversations or little like jokes or bullshit that you say, you know? So anyway, I'm glad that I have another 90s kid at my side here to recognize all those dorky little bullshit things.
Oh, thank goodness. I'd feel so dumb otherwise. You know?
If you weren't hearing all my cool like song lyrics and stuff.
Yeah. And wouldn't you feel dumb?
That I pass off as jokes or whatever.
I love it.
And then you're like, wait, where did you get that?
What?
Oh, wait.
What?
You've been saying that for this?
Oh, well, that happens so often, dude.
One time, right?
No, that's happened like many times. Like you'll be saying something for years and I'll be like, Jason made that up.
Yeah.
And then like we'll watch like a movie or something. And I'm like, you didn't make that up.
Yeah. He's just a parrot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. I'm definitely a parrot, a bird of paradise.
So before we wrap this up, do you want to give a little commentary on your stance on wearing masks in California?
My stance?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm all for it.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wearing a mask at the gym.
I know.
That's hard. But yeah, I mean, like, it just seems like, hey, why not?
Doesn't seem like a considerate thing to do.
It kind of does, you know, considering that apparently, like, our country has been doing a pretty shitty job of, like, containing the coronavirus in relation to other ones.
Yeah,
I don't know. Sure. I don't know if that's just, like, an objective fact, but that's what I've been reading a lot in, like, somewhat reputable headlines of things and, you know, the bodies of stories and shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'm all for it. I'm, you know, anything that could potentially. I'm kind of taking this like the like okay, I might as well be a Christian because the worst case scenario is like I'm a good person, and then when I die, if it's true, then I get to go to heaven or whatever, you know. And if it's not, then I'm just dead, and I was like a nice guy or whatever. So that's how I'm approaching the mask wearing situation.
I like that. I think that's smart. I think that most Christians probably would agree with you on that one, you know?
I think they should.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, like it's, you know, taking good care of like your fellow man.
That's right.
And woman.
You know, the thing that Americans haven't really caught on to here is that, you know, the Japanese have been doing this mask thing for a very long time. And it actually like has become part of their fashion culture for like probably going back to the 90s. And big fashion brands, like year after year, you'll see like masks in their collections. And it's partly because Asian culture just adopted masks as part of a consideration. And if you're, you know, rich and you want to have a really fancy mask, you might want to buy a Louis Vuitton mask, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just funny.
It's like diamond encrusted.
Yeah, it's funny looking back on that now. And like Harajuku culture had like a lot of masks and stuff. So it's just funny looking back on that now because I used to think it was just a fashion statement or, you know, and it really had a purpose. And I just didn't get that at the time.
Yeah.
But I think now it's like, well, if you could just get more into the idea of it being an accessory, you know, like we have purses and, you know, all that, earrings and whatever. If you could think about it being an accessory and like think about making it fashionable in some way, maybe people can get into it more, you know? There was like, I don't know. Like, what do people like to wear these days? Supreme masks.
What's Supreme? Is that like a streetwear?
Okay. What's Supreme? I love it. See how nice I am to you? I don't talk to you about all this fashion stuff that you don't care about. See?
I do care about it. You're fucking depriving me. I'm pissed about it.
Okay, well, I'll catch you up.
Next time you think about going and sitting down in your fucking, you know, cave of silence down there, smelling your rotten dead salmon or whatever, and fucking sitting there and sweating and crying and reading your fashion magazines, maybe instead just come back here and read them to me.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, you just like I don't even look at the thing. You just describe everything in the picture and stuff like that.
Oh, I love that.
And then you could read like the fine print, like some such and such, and Louis Vuitton and blah 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 and all this.
I like the sound of that. Man, I didn't even know that was an option.
Hey, man, I'm just spitballing here, but it sounds
good. I like
to
it.
Me. Yeah,
I like it. Okay, well, I'm gonna hold you to it.
Okay. Yeah, so anyway, that's how I feel about masks, and let's do the damn thing.
Okay.
Just mask on up.
Every time, man.
Put a mask on your face to protect your identity.
That's right, and be in full stealth mode, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like in the 90s when they told you to wear a condom, right? Wear a mask.
Another virus.
It's another virus, you know?
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself.
It's like... I mean, yeah, like everybody had to wrap up their dick.
That's right. It was serious.
So like wrap up your face because like AIDS don't come in through your face unless you're doing some really weird shit. I don't know, maybe not too weird, right?
I think oral sex would be enough, right?
Yeah.
But they make condoms for that too.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever used one, but you know, I hear they make them. I hear they have them available.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you for this wonderful, magical mystery tour of the early 90s.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, it's been great.
Let's do it again sometime, huh?
Hey, maybe even in a couple days.
Hey, I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's time to go head for the bunker. Smell of dead salmon, you know, like we don't give a fuck about that. We're going down there. I got
a spot for you.
We're gonna read some fashion magazines.
Yeah, I got a spot for you in my lair.
Yeah. You, me, the cockroaches.
The ghosts.
Yeah.
We'll hang out. We'll make it through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, babe. And we're going to make it through together.
For sure.
I think.
Oh, for
I hope.
sure.
This is going to be a real bummer if that doesn't happen. If that's not
true.
true.
Oh, we're going to make it. Okay. I'll make sure of that.
Feeling so much pressure now. But that's good because I like the pressure.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So
I love to feel the pressure, babe. And if I'm going to feel pressure from anyone and love it, it's going to be from you.
it's good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And love you, babe.
Love you too.